Sinus bradycardia, atrial fibrillation, atrial flutter, SVT. These are the common rhythms that you should remember. Today we'll talk about atrial enlargement and ventricular hypertrophy. What is the difference between enlargement and hypertrophy?
Enlargement can be dilation also.
So enlargement, it means dilatation. Hypertrophy is increasing the thickness of the wall thickness. So the main thing actually today is to discuss the criteria for right and left atrial enlargement and ventricular hypertrophy, right and left ventricular hypertrophy. So by dilatation or enlargement, there is a stretch of the wall, and generally this is for the atrial tissue, and most of the time it's response to volume overload. So if a patient has tricuspid regurgitation for some time, what will happen to the right atrium? It will start to dilate or enlarge. If a patient has mitral regurgitation, again with time, left atrium will start to dilate or enlarge. And in hypertrophy, it is increased wall thickness. It becomes thicker than normal, and usually it is a response to pressure overload. So, for example, if a patient has aortic stenosis, what will happen to the left ventricle?
Hypertrophy.
It will hypertrophy with time. Patient with hypertension, the same thing, because it has to contract against pressure. With time, the wall thickness will increase, so we will have hypertrophy. Generally, we use term enlargement for the atria and hypertrophy for the ventricles, because atria usually respond with enlargement, dilatation, whether there is pressure or volume overload, while ventricles smallly increase their thickness, they are hypertrophied. So if I have atrial enlargement, which segment of QRS complex I should look at? P wave, because P wave is atrial depolarization, so I should look to the P wave. And which leads I should look at usually for P wave? The best two leads?
V1,
Lead 2,
V1.
V1. Lead 2 and V1, and I'll show you in a minute why. For hypertrophy, which part I should look for? QRS complex. So this is a 12-lead ECG, and we have the bipolar lead 1, 2, 3. We have AVR, AVL, AVF, so this is limb leads. And we have the chest leads P1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, and 6. And this is the rhythm strip. So we said last time we have to assess the regularity, rhythm. So this is normal sinus rhythm. And everything is normal. Then we start to look to segments of P wave and QRS complex, any part of the ECG. So what is the main abnormality you notice here?
The bifid P wave.
The left axis.
That's a bifid.
By the way, because that's important to recognize it. So lead 1, yes, is positive. AVF is negative. So we think, oh, maybe there is left axis. But I have to compare with bilateral to lead 2. Lead 2 is positive. So the axis is normal. It cannot be left axis. But look to the P wave. Is the P wave normal or abnormal? Abnormal. Lead 2. So what is the main abnormality here?
Enlargement.
Okay. So it's increased duration. It's wider than it should be. And it may look like M shape for you. You see like small notch there. So if I see that one, does it usually indicate right or left atrial abnormality or enlargement?
Left.
Left. Okay. We'll come to it in a minute. You're right. No left. But we'll explain why you see that was left atrial enlargement. So normally, this is lead 2. Sinus nodes start firing, stimulate the atrium. Which atrium will be stimulated first? Right. Right. So the first part of the P wave actually is right atrial activation, right atrial depolarization. Then of course it starts to stimulate the left, so we have left atrial activation. Because normally, if they are normal size, it happens almost simultaneously. We see only one rounded P wave in lead 2. And what is the normal duration of the P wave?
120 milliseconds.
Yeah, less than 120. So actually less than 3 small squares. This is the normal. Usually it's 2.5 by 2.5 as you see there. So the duration is less. In left atrial enlargement, what will happen? It takes longer time to activate the left side, so it will be longer duration. The P wave will be wider than it should be.
The slide spot was wider.
Which one we know this one? So that's what happened. Normally it is 2.5 by 2.5, but if it is more, then we have to think about left atrial enlargement. So P wave in lead 2 is rounded shape. First part is activation of the right atrium. Second part activation of the left atrium. And normally It is less than 2.5 in height, less than 2.5 for simplicity to remember in width. If it is more than 3, it's abnormal. In V1, we have 3 possibilities and all normal. One is just small positive, could be small negative, or could be positive and negative. This is right atrial activation positive, left atrial activation is negative. But it is small, and we'll come what we mean by small in that one. So this is how normally P wave looks like in lead 2, and how normally look like in V1. Because I come to that one again, so we can read question 1. So if there is increased duration, in that one we should think about left atrial enlargement. I'll show you why it happened. So if the left atrium takes longer time, because now it's dilated, more mass of the tissue, takes longer time, so the second part here will be bigger than it should be. And again, it happens sometimes after, so we see a notch between the two, right atrium, then left atrial activation. So if I look to lead 2, and I see M shape, duration more than 3 small squares, 120 milliseconds, we call it P mitral, because usually common happening with mitral stenosis or mitral valve disease, and I'm dealing with left atrial enlargement.
Did you say that the second part should be higher than the first part, or what exactly?
Not necessarily, but there is separation between the two. You see this notch?
Yeah.
There is notch between the two. If this notch is more than 1 small square,
Okay.
and this is making the criteria. Actually, most of the time we say, if you see by eyes, clear M shape, this is enough to say there is left atrial enlargement, and it should be more than 3 small squares. So that is easy. If I have lead 2, and duration is more than 3, and I see M shape, this is left atrial enlargement. What if the duration is more than 3, but there is no clear M shape? There is a small notch, or there is no notch at all? This is still abnormal, but I cannot be sure this is left atrial enlargement. In this case, I need to V1, the terminal portion of V1. So normally V1 is positive, then negative, yes? Positive, this is the initial bar. Negative, this is right atrial activation. This is left atrial activation. Left atrial activation is away from V1 because V1 is on the right side. So I see that small negative part. But if that small negative is more than 1 millimeter in width, and 1 millimeter in height, 1 millimeter in height, more than that, the normal is 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter or less. If it's more than 1 millimeter, this is okay, evidence that there is left atrial enlargement. So duration in lead 2 is more than 3. The M shape, I look to V1. Negative part in the V1 is more than 1 millimeter in width, more than 1 millimeter in depth. This is significant. So we say there is left atrial abnormality or enlargement. Any question here about it? Okay. What can cause left atrial enlargement? Why is left atrial dilate or mitral valve disease, stenosis or regurgitation? Anything that increase left ventricular pressure, because atrium has to contract against pressure, then it will dilate. So typical example like hypertension, aortic stenosis, aortic regurg, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, all of this will lead to left atrial enlargement. Now, so we finished from the left atrial enlargement. Look to this ECG. Again, I'll give you an initial part. This is normal sinus rhythm, rate is fine, regular. But now we are concentrating on the P wave. Is P wave morphology here normal or abnormal? Abnormal. So it is peak, more peak than normal. So what do you think for this one?
This is right.
That is very large.
Even one up.
So the normal P wave height, we said it's 2.5 or less. If it is in lead 2 more than 2.5, like this case, and again here we'll add V1 or V2, normally it is 1.5 or less. So if P wave is more than 2.5 millimeters in lead 2 or 1.5 in V1 or V2, any one of them, there is right atrial enlargement or hypertrophy.
Didn't we say one by one, or that's only for the left? We said it's less than 1 millimeter in duration.
No, that's the negative part. Don't remember, I'm dealing now with higher. I'm not dealing with the negative. Negative is for left atrial enlargement, and this is the terminal portion, not the initial portion. So now we're talking about the height of the P wave. So it's easier from here. So increase amplitude in the first part of the P wave. This is what you see if there is right atrial enlargement, and in lead 2 it should be more than 2.5 and more than 1.5 in lead 2. So the amplitude will be bigger. The left atrial activation is still there, but we cannot see it because the height is mainly from the right atrial enlargement. So let's show this example.